but you're not a real teacher. Have you ever heard this silly question when you told your friends or people that you were deciding to homeschool? Well, in today's video, I'm going to give you some answers to all the common questions surrounding the fact that you're not a real teacher when it comes to homeschooling your kids. Hey guys, it's Vonnie from Mrs. Mom's Homeschool, and welcome to my Homeschooling 101 series. And this is video number 3 on our Homeschooling 101 series made for parents who are new to homeschooling. If you check out the video here, you will see some other common questions that people ask about homeschooling that I've helped you to answer. And today I want to answer some questions with you surrounding the fact that you may not be a certified teacher. Now let's get something straight. You do not need to be a certified teacher to homeschool your children. From all the research that I've done and the teachers that I've spoken to, forgive me if I'm incorrect about this information, in the coursework of teachers who go to college for education and to be a teacher, what they're learning is curriculum development, how to use technology for teaching their schoolwork, and how to manage a large classroom. None of these things do you need to know in order to be a homeschool teacher. By the way, if you're new here, I have been homeschooling mom since 2012, and I make videos to help you on your homeschooling journey. So make sure to check out all my playlists and the videos that I point to in the cards above. Now, being a homeschooling mom, I know my kids. I love my kids. So, I mean, first of all, who better to homeschool your kids than someone who loves them as much as you, and nobody loves them as much as you but you. No one knows your children more than you do. You know how your kids learn. You know what your kids are interested in. You know what problems your kids have in different subjects. And the more that you spend time with them, the more you learn about them, the more you will learn how they learn and what they're interested in. If you're a new homeschooling mom and your kids have been in school all this time, it's going to take some time for you guys to learn to be together all of the time. And it's going to take some time for you to learn all these different things about them. But once you get the hang of it and you're with them all the time, you're going to really understand them and know what works for them. I have a bachelor's in child psychology with a minor in sociology. I've been working with kids since I was 12 years old, and none of that stuff has prepared me to homeschool my kids, like just jumping in and homeschooling my kids. As a homeschooling parent, you don't need to develop their curriculum or learn how to do that and go to school for curriculum development, because they have experts that have done that for you. All you have to do is choose the curriculum, test out a bunch of different ones, select it, and keep it going. You also don't need to learn how to manage a whole classroom. Even if you have 10 kids, you already know. If you have 10 kids, you already know how to manage your household, or you wouldn't have 10 kids, right? So you don't need to know how to manage, excuse my dog. You don't need to know how to manage 30 kids if you don't have 30 children. When you're an educator for the public school, they have to learn how to deal with developmental issues, behavior issues, how to manage, this whole class of all these kids who learn differently. As a homeschooling mom, you will only have to learn about your child's developmental, if they have developmental issues. And you already know that. You already have that under control. And if you don't, you're learning with the time that you're spending with them. By the way, if you're getting anything out of this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate that. And before I continue with this video, I just want to remind you that this is a series called Homeschooling 101, and you'll find the rest of the videos here in this playlist. With all that being said, let's get into some common questions that people may ask you about homeschooling your children. Isn't it too hard? I could never homeschool my kids. I don't know how many times I have heard people tell me they could not homeschool their kids. Of course you can homeschool your kid. They're your kids. Listen, I understand how it is to be with your kids in the beginning all the time. It requires patience, and God will give you that patience through the trials. You don't learn patience with your children until you're with them and have learned how to deal with all the issues that are causing you to be impatient with in the first place. So patience does not come right away. It actually took me until my third child to get it down pat where I'm like extremely patient with them now. But with my first child, I was not very patient with her. Your response to this could be, of course you can homeschool your child. You just take it one day at a time. Because that's exactly what you do as a homeschooling mom. You just take it one day at a time. I mean, people think that homeschooling moms have this supernatural superpower to homeschool, and we really don't. The truth is, we all started nervous and questioning if what we were doing was damaging and ruining our children forever. We sought advice from more mature homeschoolers. We watched videos. We talked to other parents. And over time, we became confident in knowing what we were doing. We read books. It takes time to be a superhuman homeschooling mom, and anyone can do it. But are you academically qualified to teach your child? This is another question that many people will ask. Your answer could be, I'm more qualified than anyone. I mean, who knows my kid better than I do? Like I said, you know your kids, you know what they struggle with, you know how they learn, you know what they like and what they don't like. You know how to deal with their temper tantrums, and when they're not motivated, you know how to get them motivated. And once again, if you don't, all this time with them at home, you're going to learn. You just have to have patience, which will come throughout the process. If you want to hear more of the studies that have been done to prove that you don't need to be a super educated parent to homeschool your children, check out this video here. Homeschool subjects and curriculum guide you step by step through the homeschooling process. I mean, they even tell you what to say. You don't need a degree for that. By the way, in the description below, I'm gonna have some time stamps on these different questions in case you want to jump to a different question in this video. You can do that. You're welcome. What if you don't have the gift of teaching? If you don't have the gift of teaching and you really, you dread this whole process, you tried doing it yourself and you just hate it, that's okay. There's plenty of online courses, video curriculum, homeschool co-ops, student-led curriculum, and all kinds of resources to help every kind of mom on this homeschooling journey. Who will make sure that your students are learning? Your answer is, that is my responsibility. The government does not need to be in control of what my children are learning. In fact, testing doesn't really determine whether your children are learning anyway. I do have a child who is in school, and she has made the comment to me that she has learned more in homeschooling than she ever has in school. She prefers school because she's a very social kid and she just wants that whole school experience, which is fine. But a lot of these students are learning just to take the test. I mean, the Oxford Dictionary says that learning is a thing done by experience. Not by tests, not by textbooks. Homeschooling, what can be more hands-on than homeschooling? But won't your children suffer if they don't duplicate the classroom experience? Simple answer is no, because homeschooling can give your children so much more that a classroom setting cannot give to them. Classrooms don't have one-on-one customized teaching. They don't have as much time to go on multiple field trips each month. They don't have as many hands-on projects or experiences that you can provide in a homeschool setting. I mean, there are some families who take off an entire year to travel in their RV and learn history hands-on by going to the different states. I mean, what can get better than that? But how can you adequately teach the hard subjects that are required for high school, like science, algebra, and foreign languages? If you come across, and you will, a subject that is above your head to teach, that is when you outsource your learning. This can be through co-ops, another parent, online courses, and online schools. Will your child miss out on music and art classes and experiences? And the answer is no. You can do multiple field trips and classes, and there's co-ops that have everything that you need and curriculum to teach your child whatever it is they want or need to know. What if your child has special needs or is gifted? Well, by homeschooling, you can meet your child's unique needs. You get to customize every aspect of their learning and routines and their environment to suit their needs. And the final question, can a homeschooling student be accepted into college, or does she need a GED? Homeschooling transcripts and college acceptance exams are a good enough proof of their education. A GED is for students who do not finish high school, so from my understanding, your homeschooler does not need one. Because homeschooling is so popular, colleges are now adding separate instructions for homeschool students in their college applicant forms. I hope I helped you guys in some of these tough questions. I mean, I know it's annoying and it's frustrating when people that you know or people that you meet start bombarding you with all these random questions about homeschooling, getting all up in your business. But I just wanted to be here for your support, let you know you can do this. You don't have to answer anybody's questions, but if you wanted to, here's some answers that you could get to them. Thank you again so much, guys, for watching this video. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I'll see you in the next video.